Hello. So one of the books I found here is this. It's on Kalinga sacrifice. It was published in 1989, but according to here, it's from notes from actually observing rituals in the mid 60s. So it's pretty cool. That's how old this book, the notes are. So they actually were able to observe actual rituals. So I've just read a bit, but one thing that's interesting for me here is that one of the sacrifices, one of the rituals, is the sagang. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, which is performed for general welfare and occasionally for the curing of the insane, because insanity is viewed as the gravest of illness, and sacrifice performed for it requires a human head, because of course this is the Cordillera, so there's head hunting. And I'm thinking, wow, where's that kind of concern nowadays for mental health, right? Before, you feel if your mental health is kind of bad, your family goes out there to headhunt. How about now? So yeah, I'm gonna read more of this. So to understand why sacrifices are, and what's the whole purpose of a sacrifice, you have to understand first a bit of how the Kalinga viewed the world and its cosmology. And so part of how they see the world is that there is a world of the unseen made up of spirits and demons. So they use the word anito, but anito seems to have a kind of a different meaning here, because the anito also refers to demons and not just ancestor spirits. So they have another word for demons. So here, alan, and the kakayap, which is means beast. So for most sacrifices, the reason is to save the life of a sick person and to impress or quote unquote defeat the demons. So the Kalinga, they believe sickness is the prototype of all evil. And usually because, well, it will lead to death, and it is something, that you feel physically. And most of the time, the reason why someone would get sick is because they've offended, they've done something bad, and they're just getting their comeuppances by getting sick. So their explanation of what happens when someone is sick is that the demons have captured the soul of that person. So they kind of see the demons as also as headhunters, like themselves. So the point of a sacrifice is to restore the relationship with the unseen, with the demons, in order so that the demons would release the soul of the sick person and the person will get back to being well. There are other reasons though for sacrifices. So like after the birth of a child, when the groom is brought to the bride's house and they have started to sleep together. Also wedding feast. A small sacrifice is held when someone is gonna go on a trip, I guess for their protection. A new house. But basically the main reason for the sacrifices is to heal somebody. So more again on demons from the book Kalinga Sacrifice. So the Kalinga kind of imagined demons also as headhunters. And again, where is that? There. So all evil, including illness, is conceived as having been caused by a sin, a litok, against the unseen, which includes the demons. So for those who might want to do like art or lore on demons, so like headhunters, demons are thought to wear a red hibiscus flower tucked behind the ears. So don't forget the red hibiscus flower. Okay, so the chiefs of the demons are Ginongdo and Gumibo. So they're often mentioned together as the chiefs of the demons. Something interesting here. So Buwaya, that's the name of the town where the Kalinga sacrifices. So I don't know if it has something to do with crocodiles. Probably not. So they don't recognize single leaders, but several people of more influence. So Igorot society is kind of like that, where it's not really like a feudal society. It's more of people of influence. One individual may be occasionally be pointed out as having more influence and authority, but never power. But demons are not part of that. So they, however, have power. So about demons, so there's something interesting here. But first, before I go into that, so you know how we have like north, east, west, south. It seems so in Kalinga they have the four directions instead of north, east, west, south in their culture would be upstream, downstream, above, and below. The latter two, so above and below, talking about relative locations on the mountain slope, which I guess it makes sense. If you're a mountain people, then it's more on the it's more 3D rather than just east, north, west, south. So there is a special caste of demons called the Lakwit spirits, also called the Mingol de Alan, headhunters of the demons. So this is a special caste, meaning they are the most ferocious and feared of demons. So going back to the four directions, they live outside in a fifth direction that is not any of this. So it's not above, it's not below, it's not upstream, and it's not downstream either. I don't know. It wasn't really. They live outside the upstream area, a fifth region. So I don't know. I guess it's not upstream. It's just an upstream area. So the Lakwit, they kill by courting a spouse. So they can only harm married couples. So those that are afflicted by Lakwit, so they dream about being courted by them, and the resulting affliction is grave and deadly. So, I don't know. Is this the Kalinga version of a succubus or an incubus? I don't know. But they're also headhunters, so maybe it's something else also. So it is said that the face of one afflicted by a Lakwit turns green, and green has the same meaning as black and refers to death. So more on demons. I found this. So demons, they like to dance, but their dance is a parody of normal dancing. They turn and bump buttocks into each other, and their arms are stretched straight out in an awkward manner, highly unlike the graceful undulating movements which women perform in normal dancing. So if you see anybody dancing like that, then maybe they're not people, maybe they're demons. So one thing I found interesting in this book is what would happen when there is adultery or cheating. So apparently illicit relationships between married people were kind of frequent in Kalinga. But however, so basic cheating is not a sin lituk against the unseen. So it's more of a secular offense. You're not really offending any of the spirits. It's just, it's a matter between the people. So in the past, when cheating does happen, often it calls for the death of the male offender by the family of the female who was aggrieved by the cheating. So that's kind of rough. I mean, death right away after cheating. Well, okay. And it gets even worse because not only would it possibly be the death of the male offender, but one of his kinsmen. So that's really rough. Imagine you're just not doing anything, you're minding your own business, pero medyo babaero yung isang family member mo, and you might get killed in revenge for that. But so here's the funny part. So one way, I guess the peaceful way, quote unquote, to take revenge instead of killing them was to secretly court one of the female kinsmen of the offender and thus get even. So I guess two cheats make a right. I don't know. So do you agree with that kind of solution? So basically, if cheating happens, it's a free pass for one of your family members to seduce the cheater's family. Well, what do you think? For more videos on pre-colonial and indigenous Philippine culture, folklore, and mythology, subscribe to my YouTube channel and look for me on TikTok.